Hello everyone, welcome to another Valheim video. Today, you're going to learn about the file formats for EWP scripts and their data files. As you learned in earlier episodes, EWP scripts have two possible file types. There's prefab scripts, and then there's also data scripts. You learned how to look at the BepInEx console and look for the line that shows how many prefab rules were loaded. So today we're going to learn exactly how to name and organize the files in your EWP projects. We're going to be using a dump of the Enigma Mode project because it has loads and loads and loads of files and is a good example of a larger EWP project. I'm not a very organized person, but the size of Enigma forced me to be more organized. So let's take a closer look here. We're always going to be working within BepInEx and then in config. And then there's two main folders that you'll work within. There's the data folder. This is where all of your data scripts go. And then there's also the expand world folder. This is where all of your prefab scripts go. The file structure for prefab files is a little bit different than the file structure for data files. Both of them are YAML and must be formatted according to YAML guidelines, but there's some very subtle differences in how the files are organized between data and prefab scripts. Data scripts must be located in your data folder. They cannot be in a folder here. That's why you see all of these scripts just like they are. As for the script name itself, it's quite simple. It has to be data underscore anything you want. These are all valid because they start with data underscore. And now we can look at the expand world folder that contains our scripts, and this is where things get a little bit different. Similarly to the data files, there is a naming convention that must be followed for the file's name, and it is expand underscore prefabs underscore. After that, you could name it whatever you want. And if I were to go into this mechanics folder, now we can see expand prefabs, expand prefabs, expand prefabs. Every one of these files has the same start, right? That's because it has to be named that way to be read and parsed by EWP. But notice how there is a folder that we can go into to access our scripts. This is what makes prefab scripts a little bit different than data scripts. Prefab scripts can be placed inside of a folder in the expand world folder, and they will still be read. And this is very helpful because it helps organize the scripts more effectively. These are the most important things to know concerning the file structure of your EWP projects, and it's the same whether you're on a server or locally. You have your BepInEx folder, and within that folder is a config folder, and within config is data and expand world. And those folders are where your EWP project itself exists. Now, let's move on to that backups folder, which I think you may have noticed. Now let's move on to that backups folder, which you may have noticed earlier. Now let's learn about backups. If you noticed earlier in the BepInEx config folder, there's data, expand world, all of your other configs, but then there's also this expand world backups folder. What's this thing? Well, basically, this is a backup of every file that you change. This is very powerful if you accidentally wipe a file. Well, not to worry, because we can just browse these backups, and then we can pull the previous version from the backup. It's very useful. That being said, this is not a foolproof system. It's possible for you to make changes and then notice weeks later that the file's messed up. But at this point, the backup has been replaced with your messed up file. So don't rely on this fully. It's just a nice convenience. If you find that you deleted something by mistake, you can quickly retrieve it as long as you notice promptly. In addition to your data files and your prefab files, you'll also notice this EWP data file as well. Now, I know this is very confusing because I've just told you about prefab scripts and data scripts. So what's this EWP data thing? Well, that's something else that for now I'm just gonna put in a box and act like it doesn't exist. So there we have it. Now you understand how the file structure works for any Expand World Prefab script. The beginning of the file name has to be worded a certain way, and that file has to be located in a certain place. Knowing this is very important. It's going to be critical to allow you to navigate the Enigma Mode project. In the next episode, I'm going to show you how to use Enigma Mode to copy and paste scripts from that project into your own project so that you can customize them and adjust them without having to make everything from scratch. So make sure to stay tuned for the next episode coming out tomorrow. If you want to support my work, then consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/JPValheim. At patreon.com/C/JPValheim. Link in the description. And if you want to support me in other ways that aren't financial, then why don't you just try playing Enigma Mode on single player Valheim? This is a fantastic way to expose yourself to the power of EWP, because you could set up Enigma Mode on a server and then access it on an Xbox client and have a fully adjusted, modded experience within Valheim, something that most people think is impossible. But no, with EWP, many things are possible that most players perceive are not. That being said, for something more simpler, you could just like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone you know loves game development or Valheim. I really do appreciate the support, and you even just getting to this point in the video shows that you are very dedicated to learning EWP. So hats off to you. One second. There we go. My hat's off to you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.